Yo, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about book cover design, domination, and what you need to be doing to get on the marketplace and to pretty much destroy it, because you know you're about to catch all the readers' attention and you're about to sell way more books. So I think here's where people go wrong with book cover design is their cover sucks. One, that's your problem. If your cover sucks, how do you expect readers to just go look at it and believe that it's a real book? You know, if your cover sucks, why do people want to pay attention to your book? You know, I think that if you are publishing a book, publish a book with a cover that looks amazing. You know, if you have to cut down the images, if you have to cut down certain things to make your cover better, do it, because you're wasting time by being out there not with a cover that looks good. You know what I mean? You're just hurting your sales, you're hurting your readers who might be actually wanting to read your book, but then they see your cover and they're like, no, you know, and there's only a few seconds that you get to really convince somebody. Like, seriously, this shit, it happens real quick. So when you're in a store and you're looking at a book, it's like, you don't ponder looking at that book for more than, people say, okay, 1 to 2 seconds you're going to decide. But I mean, realistically, it's going to be like 5 to 10 seconds. And you're gonna just browse through a whole section. You know, last time I walked into Barnes and Noble, they have a section set up that's like new releases or bestsellers, and there's like one on one side, one on the other side. And I just kind of paid attention. I was like, damn, there's only like 5 books on each shelf. You know, but there was a lot more. It was just there was 5, but it would take up like rows and rows. So I just kind of paid attention to okay, one, readers they like eye-catchingness. You know. Every freaking since if you're not gonna have a book trailer, which if you do get one, that's awesome. If you get one made, that's just gonna help your book out. But if you don't have a book trailer, you're gonna really have to rely on your graphics, to do the work, to talk to your readers and to be like, look, this is a good cover, and this is what's gonna make readers pick it up. I think once you stop BSing yourself about how your cover looks, you're gonna take it to the next level. And I think, I'm the type of person, I want to take everything I do to the next level, and if we're not, then I don't really want to mess with that, because I'm not trying to go backward. Just like when I do my book covers, I'm trying to progress. I'm trying to become better at it. I'm trying to focus on what it takes to actually pull these things off and make the most eye-catching covers you've seen. I think that obviously you could go through infinite designs and you can only go one at a time. Just like when I started building my portfolio back 4 years ago, I had to start, one cover at a time, and you work through the process. But when I look back at my older covers compared to the newer stuff, I'm like, oh, that's what happens when you start, working on putting your 10,000 hours in. And I'm still not there. What's 10,000 hours is, I think I checked, it's 407 days of actually working on something. Not sleeping, just doing the work. After the 10,000, you mastered it, or you're at that master level. So I think with anything it is you're doing with it could be book covers, it could be just writing, just doing anything. Be willing to be like, you know what, I'm moving towards that 10,000 hours today, and I ain't waiting on the other version of myself that's not gonna do anything. Because what I think people don't realize is there's more than one thing happening here right now, and you have a few choices to do what you're going to do right now, and that choice is going to be the most important choice you make in your life. Just like when you make a choice to go have a kid, or when you make a choice to do this or that, or maybe you don't decide. Point is, something's deciding, and that's ultimately the thing that's making people successful, that's making people bestsellers, that's making people, get to new heights with whatever it is in their, career or field of interest. So I just really, I want to double down on just look, be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with your own book cover and you're telling yourself it looks good, then it's not going to look good. That's why I offer revisions, because I'm honest. I know sometimes my covers, I send them back and they're like, oh, I'd like this changed, because it doesn't really match up with, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and I go ahead and change it. But that's part of the revision process, and I think if you can just dive straight into it and quit, wasting. If you just don't waste time, you're going to have a lot better results. I've been here for, I'm 22 years old, so I've been here for 22 years now. I don't know how many days that is, but it's more than 7,000 days. So, each day, I just want to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a book cover designer and an individual human being, and I hope you want to do the same thing, because once you start, I promise you, it's gonna start feeling good. And that's kind of like, you know, I think if you could, okay, take any dream that you may have, like a real one, like a real, like you actually want to achieve this or get here. Now, take that, and instead of just dreaming about it, be like, what are the actual steps I need to take to make this dream a reality? You know, it's the same process when I'm like, what are the steps I need to take for me to take this author's vision and make it into a book cover? And then I just go right into it. I think minusing all the thinking is good up till the point where you need to make the decision, and then you move forward. Once you move forward, like that completes the, if you want to call it the full, you know, once you go full circle with it, ultimately I think it's going to push things forward. So like, yeah, don't give up on writing your book. You know, if you feel like your book sucks, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I think if you're writing it and you like it, then it should be pretty good. You know, as long as you don't have a ton of grammar errors and stuff that's gonna make people go, dang, what, that don't sound right. You know, because once you start sounding not professional in your writing, obviously it's not gonna be something that you'd want the whole world to be out there like, oh hey, you know, look at this book, it's got all these grammar errors. That doesn't make sense. So do the publishing process right. I guarantee you'll have a lot of fun. Even though it's just work, I think people sometimes are like, oh, I don't want to do the work, or it's too hard to get self-published, or I can't write a book, or they make up something. It could be anything, but they make up some sort of excuse, and it just don't cut it. You know, excuses don't cut it anymore. Excuses never really cut it in the first place, and you know, I think we've all had our regrets with things. So if we can just start today to do what we're supposed to do, it's just like, your life is gonna be on point. You know, show up, and the things you want will show up. But you gotta show up first. If you can't walk there, if you can't bring your body there, if you can't do what you gotta do there, then it ain't gonna show up, and you're just gonna be wishing on something that ain't really happening. So whatever it may be, I'm a big thinker. I'm pretty much the type of person where I'm like, you know, I think you can do anything you put your mind to. It's a matter of, are you that aligned with it, and have you taken the steps towards whatever it is you're doing? Because ideas don't mean anything unless you start doing something with the idea or the vision or something you had in mind, period. So like, that's just the reality we all live in. You know, we could think about stuff as much as we want. I got this, it's a great idea for this book, da da da, or like maybe da da da. How about we stop talking and we just start doing? You know, once you change that, it's like literally water and fire. The difference is so different that they're different, you know, but they're like, the point is they're different, you know. And when you make a different decision, you can actually just improve your life 100% overall, instead of being used, because nobody wants to be used. And the question is, are you using yourself or are you not? Because, you know, if you're complaining about something but you weren't spending the time that you did have to do whatever it is you were supposed to do, that is your fault. You know, that's your fault. And I think I've obviously run into it. That's why I record these videos anyway, because I'm just talking to you guys and you're on the other end. So it's like, you know, the world is real. It's a real place where there's real people doing real things. And I think when you start putting your own part, you know, your own efforts in, it's just like, it has a way of recognizing that, you know. And plus, it's just like any picture you paint, once you start drawing it and you painted it, nobody can tell you didn't paint that picture. Nobody can tell you, especially if you know you did, you know. So you're a part of this, you know. We're all a part of this. And yeah, I hope you're having a great time writing your book. Don't get down if you feel like, oh, this is taking so long, because you know what, life takes long. And that's just how it is, and it's a process, and it's not just about getting instant results, because people, I think we live in a world where stuff's like instant gratification these days, and that ain't how it works. So let's just be honest and be honest. So I hope you guys have a great night. It's been good talking to you. I will talk to you soon, and if you have any questions, let me know. My email is support@joshuajadon.com. If you want to check out my book cover design portfolio, head over to joshuajadon.com. /portfolio, or you can just go to the homepage and browse around and see all my book cover work. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I am Joshua Jadon. I'm a book cover designer, and I'm checking out of this video. So I will talk to you on the next video, and hopefully we have a good topic to talk about. And yeah, so do something today that's gonna be like, it's gonna put your foot forward. You know, you want to take steps, and as much as possible you want to take these steps. So make today count, and you know, I promise you your life will be better, but you got to make today count, and that today is every day, so make every day count. Talk to you guys later. Have a great night. See ya.